In this video, I'm going to show you how I use advanced keyboard shortcuts in BetterTouchTool. As you can see, I have several shortcuts on the screen. We will go over what they do, how I configure them. Let me show you an example here. There are different actions that are executed every time I run a shortcut. So they're basically like scripts in which you can execute a set of actions. This is one of them. I have other shortcuts here. We'll go over what they do in a minute. But before, I quickly want to show you what BetterTouchTool is. I have the website here, and it's just an app that allows you to customize various input devices on your Mac. As you can see here, trackpad, Magic Trackpad, MagicMouse, keyboard shortcuts, and a lot of other stuff. So now let me show you how this works. This is the description or the notes, just so that I can remember how to trigger any shortcut. Here's where you configure a shortcut to execute a specific trigger. And if I expand this, you will see the actions that will be executed by this trigger. So if on my keyboard, I press all these keys and hyphen together, so that is Control, Option, Command, Shift, and hyphen at the same time, this trigger is going to be executed. So it's going to launch my terminal application. If it's not running, it's going to press Control C to cancel any commands that are running. It's going to paste this text, as you can see here. This is the action that I selected, which is to insert, type, paste, custom text. This is the text that I type, clear. That is just to clear the terminal. I'm going to hit Enter. Then I'm going to paste this text, ping 1111, and then I'm going to hit enter again. So let me run it. I'm going to press this shortcut, Control, Option, Command, Shift, hyphen. So as you can see here, it cleared the screen, type the command that I want, and it started a ping. I'm just going to cancel it with Control C. I'm going to press it again. So as you can see, it cleared the screen again and executed the command. Notice that I'm leaving a delay between each one of the actions. I do this because it's more consistent. You can remove it, but it may work sometimes. Some other times it will not work. So I'm just leaving a small delay there between each one of them. Now let me show you another example. I have another trigger here, which is called reboot router. Here is the list of actions that will be taken. I'm gonna launch the terminal app, press Control C, clear the terminal. Same thing that I did on the other one. But then I'm going to paste this text, which points to a script that is going to reboot my router via telnet and then execute the script. Then it's going to press Control C. It's going to press Enter 3 times just to leave some space. And then I'm going to ping my router just to make sure that it came back up. I know rebooting the router via telnet is not secure. I should have telnet disabled on this router, but the only reason I have telnet enabled is to reboot it basically. And this is the cheap router that the ISP provides, so it doesn't even have SSH. So let me execute this command. As you can see, I don't have a keyboard shortcut configured for this. So I execute this trigger from another tool, which is karabiner-elements. I'm gonna show you how I do that in a minute. But if I press on my keyboard, caps lock DU, it's gonna execute this trigger. Let me run it right now. I'm gonna hit caps lock DU, clear the terminal. It logged into the router. It entered the credentials, rebooted it. Now, executed the ping. Notice that it still replied for a few pings. Now it's being rebooted. And I'm gonna wait for it to come back up, which takes a few seconds. Here at the top is where you can see where we pasted the script. And the script is what does this. That is what reboots the router. Now, as you can see here at the bottom, the router is coming back up. And it's back up. Now I can cancel out of this. Okay, this is me from the future. This is just a little disclaimer. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how I remap Control, Option, Command, and Shift to caps lock. This is what's known as hyper. So during the video, you're gonna hear me saying hyper a lot. Hyper means that I'm just pressing caps lock, and when I press caps lock, it runs these 4 keys at the same time, which makes it way more convenient. So now let's go back to the video. Now let's say that, for example, you want to restart a service. I have another trigger here. This is to restart the yabai service. Does the same thing. It launches the terminal app, presses Control C, clears the screen, pastes this command, which restarts the service, and then quits the app. It's gonna delay for 3 seconds and then quit the app. So let's execute that right now. Notice that I don't have a keyboard shortcut for this. I run this from karabiner-elements by pressing hyper S0 on my keyboard. So let me run that, hyper S0. Hit clear the terminal. Okay, so that restarted the service and then quit the app. That's because of this action that I configured here at the bottom. The preset that I'm using is this one here. I have it uploaded to GitHub. So if you want to grab these, you can just go to my GitHub page. I'm going to show you where that is right now. Here it is. And dotfiles-latest, BetterTouchTool. And here is the file. So you can import it if you need to get these shortcuts as well. I'm going to leave you a link in the video description. Now let me show you some other key maps real quick. Let's say that I want to start recording a video. I press this Hyper S8. This is going to toggle do not disturb. Then it's going to press these keys, Hyper 2. That is going to change my resolution. And then it's going to execute this shell script. And the shell script is just going to kill some apps. But this is just a bash script. So you can include any other logic that you need here. Same thing if I want to stop a recording. I have it down here. The main action is toggle do not disturb on or off. Then I press this Hyper 3, which changes my resolution back to my normal one. Something else that I have here is Hyper SN. So when I start using my AirPods, they usually or sometimes they stay connected to my phone. So if I press this Hyper SN on my keyboard, it connects them. Okay, that was the basic stuff. Now I'm going to be moving to the more advanced stuff that I do with BetterTouchTool. Here's a shortcut that I use to select text from my terminal. It does a lot of stuff, so it might be a little bit complicated. So this shows the application that I have here, Kitty, then executes a series of tmux commands. If you don't know what tmux is, I have a video on that. You won't be able to see it on the top right corner. But by executing these tmux commands, I'm able to search for text and select text back in my terminal. Let me show you how it works. So if I press this key map, Hyper DJ, it's going to show Kitty and do all that stuff. So let me press it. I'm going to do it from this app. I don't need to be in Kitty. I can do it from any app. Hyper DJ. Copy that to my clipboard. So it basically searched for this. That's why I have this in my prompt, .add. So it selects the text all the way up to here. Then it copies it to my clipboard. So that's basically what this did. I'm going to paste that text using this other key map, paste alacrity and go up. This is with Hyper DL. So it does the same thing. Shows the Kitty app. And then it runs a series of tmux commands, which I paste some text and I do a lot of different stuff. This is how I paste the text from the clipboard. This is a shortcut that I have that shows my clipboard. Let me press it, Hyper W. Here's where I copied a minute ago from the other command. Then it pastes that from my clipboard and executes a lot of other stuff. So let me show you what this does. I'm gonna go back to other file. I'm gonna go to this file and I'm going to press Hyper DL. I can add some text here at the top. So as you can tell what that trigger did, it added these two code blocks here. It pasted the text that I had on my clipboard. Then it extracted the command that I have here and pasted that command here. So why is that useful? In my documentation, I have this a lot. Instead of just having the command, I want to know the output of the command. So I leave the two sections, this and this, the entire thing. If I'm following my documentation in the future, I can come back, just copy the command and paste it here. Let me grab another one. Let's say that I run this command. I'm going to press Hyper DJ and copy that to my clipboard. Now I'm going to go back to the other file and I'm going to press Hyper DL. So as you can see here, I enter some text and I extracted the command. I pasted this. Now I have the command here on the top. So that way, if I want to execute this command, I don't have to come here and select it. But instead, if I'm following this in the future, I just come here, paste this. Let's say that I'm following the guide. Just come here, paste this, which makes it a lot easier. This is just a personal preference. This is just something that I do find really useful, but it's not for everyone. Let me go back to BetterTouchTool. Now let me show you other triggers that I have here at the bottom. What these allow me to do is to navigate between my different tmux sessions. They use what is called the tmux-sessionizer script by the Primeagen. If you don't know what the tmux-sessionizer is, I have a video about that. You will be able to find it on the top right corner. But let me show you what this does real quick. If I press hyper-th, it's going to show me the Kitty app, and it's going to take me to my home directory. If I press hyper-tj, it's going to take me to my dotfiles-latest directory. If I press hyper-tu, for example, it's going to take me to my Obsidian main directory. So I'm going to do that right now. Hyper-th, this is my home directory. As you can see here, I'm at home. If I press hyper-tj, it's going to take me to my .files-latest directory. If I press hyper-tu, it's going to take me to my Obsidian directory. So I can navigate between my different tmux sessions. I have the tmux sessions open here. I can show them with hyper-bs. And I have all of them here. So that's basically what this does. Just allows me to navigate between my different tmux sessions, which are the directories that I use the most. I also configure this other one in case that I don't remember the specific directory that I want to go to. So I press hyper-tn. I can type there, for example, scripts, and I can go to that tmux session. It's fine if you don't understand what all of this means. If you want to know more about the tmux-sessionizer plugin, go to watch my video and also my tmux video, and you will understand a lot more. I also have this other shortcut configured. If I press hyper-te, it opens this file in which I have all my carabiner mappings. I have another series of tmux commands here at the bottom. Notice that all of the ones above start with T, but here I have some that start with E, EH, EJ, EK. So if I press EJ, for example, it's gonna SSH into this Docker 3 device. So let me do that right now. Hyper-EJ, I'm logged into that device. I'm gonna press hyper-EH, and I'll log into the other device. I can switch back, hyper-EJ, hyper-EH. So I'm logged into both devices, and I have them opened as tmux sessions shown here. I have this other one, for example, hyper-ER, which basically goes through your entire SSH config file and allows you to SSH to any of those hosts. So I'm gonna hit that right now, hyper-ER, and I can go to Docker 2, for example, and I SSH to that device, and it's open as a tmux session. Notice this is the session right here. Now, as you notice, I don't have keyboard shortcuts for any of my triggers. The only one that I have a shortcut for is this one, just so that I can show you how you can configure a shortcut to execute any of these. But that is not necessary. That's not how I do it. I do it from karabiner-elements, okay? So I can run this shortcut with either this, or if I press hyper-d-, let me run that right now. I'm gonna press hyper-d-, it's gonna execute that. And it's the same if I run just hyper-. So how do I execute these from karabiner-elements? Just so you can have a better idea, Karabiner allows me to customize my keyboard mappings. If you don't know what Karabiner is, and if you would like to configure it, I have a video on that. You will find that on the top right corner. So what I do is basically execute any of the triggers from Karabiner. If I right click any of this, you can get a link to activate them externally. So I can right click, copy a link to activate selected trigger, and that is what I execute from outside. Let me go to my Karabiner configuration file, and let me show you how I reboot the router, for example. I'm gonna search for reboot router. Okay, so this is how I configure it. Notice here that this is under the D sublayer and then U. So if I press hyper-D and then the letter U, it's gonna open this, which is the link to the trigger. If I right click here, I can copy the link to activate the selected trigger. And this is what I have here inside. The same goes for each one of the other shortcuts. For example, this ping, let me go back to my Karabiner file, and it's right here. So as you can see here, this is under the D letter. So it's hyper-D-, and it executes this BetterTouchTool trigger. So that's what I have here, hyper-D-. On this file, I have a lot of different BetterTouchTool triggers. They start with BTT. If you don't understand what all this means, go and watch my Karabiner video. I explain how to set up everything in there in detail. Now there's some other thing that I want to show you. When I execute hyper-du, I don't press the 4 keys at the same time. Control, Option, Command, and Shift. That's what hyper means. Instead, I change the key map in Karabiner-elements. Let me go back here to the file. I'm gonna go to the top and find that. And here, as you can see, is where I define the hyper key itself. When I press all of these, Shift, Command, Control, and Option, is the same if I'm pressing caps lock. So instead of pressing all these, just press caps lock, and that makes it a lot easier for me. So that's how I run these commands here. So if I press hyper th, it's gonna take me to this directory, hyper s8 or hyper s9. Okay, now let me quickly show you the MagicMouse shortcuts that I have configured. Nothing fancy there. Basically use this to take screenshots. So if I do 2-finger click, it's gonna show me and I can select, and it's gonna take a screenshot of that automatically. I use the CleanShot app for that. So if I wanna take a screenshot and save, I press 2-finger click and Command, 2-finger click and Option if I wanna take a screenshot and annotate, OCR screenshot, 2-finger click and this. Or if I wanna start recording in CleanShot, I do 2-finger click and Command Option at the same time. Now there's one more other thing that I wanna cover here. If you use Setup to install BetterTouchTool, be careful with the version that they have available. If you notice here, the latest BetterTouchTool version is 4.578. Let me go to Setup real quick, and you're gonna notice that they have an older version available, 4.566. This specific version has a bug. If you execute a trigger, it's gonna take like 3 seconds to execute it. There's a long delay after you press the key. Okay, so this is 4.566. And the latest version here is 4.578. So I had to install outside of Setup. I already raised the case with the Setup team so that they update this, but I'm still waiting. So be really careful if you're using Setup, as they don't give you the option to roll back to a previous version. Also, if you want to know how I navigate between tmux sessions, I navigate between the last 2 used sessions a lot using Hyper-V space. If I press it here, I can navigate between the last 2 sessions, and I find that really useful. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover. I think I didn't miss anything. If you have any questions, if you want me to create other videos, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you can, subscribe. I'm going to be releasing more videos related to macOS apps and tips, so I'll see you in the next one.